Welcome to the 3M podcast. My name's DJ.
My name is Charlie.
My name is Sean.
And I hate you guys. I hate the lot of you.
What,
Man,
dude?
I
Why?
just can't stand you.
Bro, I don't want to get between whatever beef was going on, but
I was trying to
straight
figure
up
out how to drag
am-
Sean into the beef as hard as I could.
I'm literally between you two.
I took a little
right now.
shot at you.
Oh, DJ did too, bro.
What DJ do?
I think it was the hairline joke. I just
that was
pretend
me.
like I'm Vegeta.
That was Charles.
Oh,
but
dude,
you took
I
no
took-
part in
I-
the beef.
Guys, if
you.
you're just listening,
Need
you
you
don't
to.
know, DJ and I had a bloody bloodbath of a beef over the week on social media. Just really had it out for each other.
Stupid.
What's that?
Stupid. No, nothing. We are streaming live on YouTube for the first time.
Hey,
Trying
yo.
that out. And then soon we're going to try it on socials as well, TikTok and Instagram. See how that goes. As far as...
Can we tell them or what?
What? Tell them what?
What?
So,
I'm not
DJ
being
hits,
stupid. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. DJ hits the group message and he's like, yo,
okay. You're talking about we're going back to the beef.
we should start some beef online with each other.
Well, it really started because I was gonna do it without saying it in the chat. You posted your pizzas. And I was
You were
like, who
being
gi-
nice.
I was like, yeah, I was being nice, but also not, because I was like, who gives a about your pizza?
So yeah, DJ posts to the group chat and he's like, yo, we should start some beef. And he's like, the reason I said that is because when I saw your pizza, I wanted to just post who gives about your pizza. And I laughed and I
He's
was like, all right.
look who just
So-
meal prepped for the week.
Yeah,
more so
bro,
the meal prep
I was
than the
proud.
pizza.
I had like
the pizza
10
looked
pizzas.
Good job, dude.
And then anyway, so I was like, all right, ultimate troll mode. I'm going to steal DJ's joke, do it first, direct it at DJ, and then I'll post his DMs. It was corny ass idea of starting beef online about pizza. And so I did all that. And then I thought it was hilarious. I was like, oh, touche me. But then it started slowly escalating. Then it's like, we got racial where I was like, made fun of you being Chinese, and then you made fun of me for being Japanese, and then you made fun of my hairline, and I was like, "Oh, we're posting pictures now." So then all of us,
I was digging through some old stuff. That was
all
from
of
your
us were. Jordan was digging. I was like 4 years back looking at all these photos, and then at one point I was gonna. So then I was like, okay, I need some inspiration. So who's like the best shit talker, bitch drama? It's Regina George, right?
Who's Regina George?
What?
Bro,
Mean
who's
Girls,
Regina
dude?
George?
What the-
Oh, yeah, I've seen Mean Girls like once or twice. It's been a long time.
Anyway, so then I was like, I was going to take a leaf out of her burn book, dude. And I was going to edit a picture of me like in a wheelchair and say like, I hope Charlie gets paralyzed and then make it from DJ so that people will be like, wow, that's up.
You were really trying to.
He was going to reverse roast himself.
I was starting to think about doing stuff like that too, but that's how you started the argument with taking my joke.
I know. I was like, how do I flip this shit harder? Or like, yeah, I was
don't know
going
why
to
you
like
thought
try to
that's
just say
off
the worst
limits.
shit ever and
I don't
make
know
it from you.
I don't know why you thought that's off limits, because I was basically trying to get to like levels of what's the game we used to play?
Oh,
Not Quick Blast.
Well, we can't
No.
do that
Psych.
online because we would like be sharing super
was that
personal
called?
shit.
I wasn't going
But
to get
Psych.
into personal
Psych,
stuff, but
that's
like
what it was.
the levels of savagery I was prepared for, and I
Can
was
you
already
explain,
like
explain for new listeners who don't know what psych is for us?
psych. Well, like the holistic answer is that psych was really a big milestone in our friendship. Because it allowed us just like an increased capacity of like love and understanding for each other.
Well,
and
so it's
the
an
avenue in
app.
which it was done was through the game itself. And the game is an app where I think like Ellen DeGeneres owns it now, or she's like a celebrity endorser for it or whatever. And basically it asks questions about people who are playing in the game. So it's like, you're at, I don't know, Charlie's funeral. How did they die? And then everyone like submits their answers. and tries to come up with the funniest ones, and then you vote for the funniest answer. You don't know who gave the answer. You're just trying to like get everybody's votes.
Well, and to normies, they play like, Charlie's at a funeral. How'd he die? Oh, because he had gas or he had diarrhea. You know what I mean? Like that's how normies play. And then for us, it's like, because Charlie's parents divorced and didn't love him at 14. And that's how we played it. It's like we were really trying to hurt each
most
other.
ruthless.
Like, eternally hurt each other.
No, there was
With like stuff that you only know about people after years and years.
Thinking back on that game, like during the height of that, I don't think there was any like
Off limits.
secret like that was off limits. Like we brought up everything from everybody, like mental health to like body dysmorphia to just like past relationships and like super up stuff and like
Exes, current girlfriends and stuff.
and it was just crazy because
Everything.
we were just like, I don't know. Well, none of us were mad. It was
It was all fair game.
it was super fair game, and we were I don't know. At least that was my perspective. I wasn't mad.
No, I played
I'm
a
not mad.
long game of revenge. I'm still got.
We all
going
made out
you
after.
guys.
It was awesome.
Sean says he's still out for us, but he didn't participate once in the beef.
No,
So
I'm playing
waiting.
a long game.
I'm waiting.
Really long game.
Oh, how long? How much longer we gotta wait?
You'll never
I
see
need-
it
I
coming.
need you to engage.
Never see it coming.
DJ. So how I kind of going back, how I got to like the putting me in a wheelchair and saying like, I wish Charlie gets paralyzed. I was going to post this and be like, too bad. Or I was going to say like, almost got him or something, like close miss or something.
Damn, that's a good one, bro. When I was in the ICU with COVID.
Yeah.
But to be honest,
This close.
Here's the thing. There's nothing you could tell me that I haven't already said 2 inches from the mirror.
I know. That's the thing.
I have beat everybody to the punch when it comes to like self-deprecation.
I know. Yeah,
put
I
it-
know.
put it-
Maybe that is why
myself
that
down.
game actually worked, because we all do that.
Because we all do it. But even
We were
with the
helping
COVID
each other
thing-
get better roasts. It's like, no, you should say this about me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here's the thing. You would have said that joke about me and COVID, but nothing beats my story with my girlfriend at the time and my mom, you know, holding my dick and holding my ass and taking a piss while choking.
Yeah. It's like God roasted you harder than any of us could. So.
Yeah. Honestly, though.
So anyway,
funny.
just for the podcast, guys, the beef wasn't completely real, and those pizzas were mine, and they did look delicious. I like. We started getting a ton of DMs of people being like, "I care about DJ's pizza. That pizza looks amazing," and I was like, "I want credit for this."
It backfired on you. I love it. Dope.
But anyway, what else is going on?
What else is going on, my friends? I was thinking recently, my earliest childhood memory. Oh shit.
Whoa.
What's your earliest childhood memory?
I can remember pulling an iron down and it fell on me.
Hot?
Yeah.
Damn.
Still
And
hot.
then yeah. And then I can remember I really liked to balance on this bench that was in our house. And my dad had brought it into the other room and I was walking back and forth on like this part of it that was like this wide. It's like 4 inches wide. So I was walking back and forth and I thought I was a gymnast type. I was probably like 5 or 6. And then I wanted to play that game again. So I ran to the kitchen and I grabbed the big bench and it fell and it split my finger open to the bone. And the bone stuck out the tip of my finger. Like my parents could see the bone and they took me to the ER. And there was too many people in the ER. So I sat in there for like 4 hours and then my dad taped it up and took me home. But I can remember...
So you didn't get stitches?
No, my finger's all types of Frankenstein up. You see that like weird indent in the tip?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it kind of looks like a pee-pee. But yeah, anyway, I remember grabbing the bench. I remember that. And I was like 4 or 5. So I think that's my earliest memory.
Your mom's
How
in
about
the
you?
chat. Your mom's in the chat and she said this is true.
Oh, shit. Is my mom in the chat? What the Oh, yeah, this is true.
I think my earliest memory. I was thinking about this because I was flying back.
I was 3. Nah, Mom, that's wrong. There's no way I was 3. That's crazy. Sorry. What were you saying, Deej?
I was flying back I was in Denver for a weekend hanging out with some friends a couple weeks ago. And I guess I always think about this on the plane, but my earliest memory was on a plane. And it's where I learned, is where I was potty trained.
Oh, on a plane?
On a plane, yeah.
That's extra, bro.
Well, it's because my grandpa, it was my grandma's boyfriend at the time. And I was flying with him to go meet my grandma. And I was like 3. Anyway, I had to go use a bathroom. And it was like his first time alone with me, I guess. And I was like, I have to use a bathroom. And he's like, okay, go. He's like, and I said, I don't know how.
It's that way.
You do you.
He's like, I don't know how. And he like walked me there. He opened the door. He said, pull your shorts down and go. And I just did it right there, I guess. It was my first time I used the bathroom by myself.
Damn.
I was thinking about that while I was using the bathroom in the
Just
airplane.
a flashback.
Just a flashback. Just a tender moment with my grandpa, you know?
Dude, what the heck? My first memory is hella sus is what DJ said.
No, it wasn't sus at all. He put me in the bathroom by myself.
Oh, okay.
He didn't go in with me. But I don't know. I hate but from then I remember not liking it, but nobody has a good like bathroom experience on a plane because those bathrooms are the worst things. Even if you're small.
5'9", dude. It's
I
not
suppose
bad.
even if you're small, it's like not ideal.
No, they're definitely not.
But
ideal.
me, 6'2", coming in at 270, like I'm big as hell, dude, in the bathroom. And that like half ply toilet paper.
Shoulders are like touching the walls. It's like
I'm constantly like ripping the toilet paper.
Just
every time I
fingering
wipe
your
my ass.
butthole.
Yeah, straight up, dude. It sucks. So I don't know. I think about that because I feel sick right now. That's why stream took so long to start.
Thank you for sharing.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Can you guys take the conversation?
Sean, what's your earliest memory?
I think like the earliest thing I can remember is we were living in like a mobile home, like one of those like trailer parks in Washington, and we found a possum in our backyard.
Oh, and you killed it with your hands and ate it?
That was some possum stew right
Yeah,
there.
some onion grass garnish.
That's impossible, dude.
The next house we moved to was the one we had to mow the lawn to stay there for free. This one we were still eating possums. It was
Okay, wait, finish it though.
poor. That's all I remember. We found the possum and we didn't actually eat it.
How old were you, do you think?
So we were living in Battleground, Washington. So I had to have been 3 or 4,
Crazy.
something like that.
DJ,
yeah,
did something
that's
spark that question?
What?
Just your earliest memory?
No, I'm just having like fever dream shits right now.
DJ, did you eat something bad? DJ has tummy issues
I
right
literally had a slice of pizza.
I had the same slices of pizza.
Sean's also indestructible.
now. Yeah. DJ, I think I've talked about this on the pod before, but like, what's the craziest thing you guys have seen someone eat and not take HP damage? I have one.
Yeah, go.
I can't remember his whole name because it was like 42 letters, but Elder T from Tonga in Australia cooked a cane toad, which is very poisonous, like kill you poisonous, and he ate a cane toad in Australia.
What is a cane toad?
Dude, Google a cane toad. They're invasive. They're terrible. And when you see them in Australia, you're supposed to kill them.
They look like regular toads.
Bro, you'd punt that thing.
But they're
for sure.
they're pretty big. They're like this.
Oh, yeah. Wait, how did he cook it?
He threw it in a pot and boiled.
That doesn't sound good, bro.
No,
That's
it
like a
does not
church
at all.
lesson too.
Yeah, I think God was looking out for his dumbass.
Yeah. You got to start it out cold. You can't put it in a boiling
That's
pot
how
of water
sin
straight.
works, bro.
Yeah, that's how.
Yeah, he was trying to do a
that's what I'm
seminary
talking
lesson.
about. Yeah. To answer your question, I saw a poly kid eat a Funyun out of a puddle.
Oh, what? For some reason, I feel like he fished out with his mouth like an
That sounds like
apple.
Theo Vaughn right there. I saw a poly kid eat a Funyun out of a puddle.
My
And,
friend Ricky ate a Funyun out of a
Tank
puddle.
tops in the winter.
It was actually my cousin who ate it. It was on the North Shore, and I was like, "Eat it." And he was always the kid who would do the dare for nothing.
He's like, "Oh, do you dare me to do this? Okay, I'll do it."
Yeah. He's like, bro, dare me real quick
like,
to
"Dare
take
me?"
my pants off. You're like, why?
I was like, "We're in an elementary school. I'm not going to dare you to do
That's a
anything."
charge,
right now."
bro.
You're a substitute teacher. Stop.
No, mister.
One time my
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
One time my homie was eating a chip and it was like half of a tortilla chip and he swallowed it whole and it got stuck in his throat. And he freaked out and he looked around and the only thing he could do is he went like this. And he crunched
Choked
it in his
himself.
throat, dude.
Put your hands right in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I need to explain to people listening. He put both of his hands on his neck and pushed on his throat as hard as he could. And you could hear an audible crunch of a tortilla chip in his esophagus.
Bro, that might be the hardest thing I've ever heard, bro.
This kid was crazy.
That's how I'm about to digest all my food now. Swallow it whole and crush my larynx.
That's how you. That's how you chew it. You just mash it around in your throat.
When I was on the mission in the Philippines, we woke up early one morning. The next door neighbors, they were members of the congregation, and they had these cute little girls, and they came running to our door, and they're like yelling through, and they're like, elders. And we wake up and super early, and it was a fishing village, and we lived like 1 block away from the beach. And beautiful blue water, white sand, gorgeous, gorgeous area, truly paradise. But they wake us up and they're like, "Come outside, come look." And we're like, whatever, super tired. We go out to the beach and as normal, maybe about 20 to 30 fishermen on the beach, like reeling in their nets. They fish throughout the night and in the morning they gather the fish and then they go to the market and sell it. So business as usual. But we go to their father's boat, and in the net is a dead dolphin.
Oh, shit.
And my mission companion says, "Yo, let's cook this thing." He's this Filipino, and he was my favorite companion. And he's just
How do you say in Cebuano?
He had really good English, so we would talk in English all the time. But if you were to translate it, I don't know, he'd say, "Magluto ta."
Magluto tani.
Yeah, magluto ta'ani. And he's like, "Yo, let's cook this." I was like, "That's crazy, but okay."
I'm in.
It was already dead, and they were all the dad and like his friends were like,
Let's fry up Flipper, baby.
"If y'all want this, you can have it." So they butcher this dolphin right in front of us, and we take a nice sirloin dolphin, and we take it back to the house. And he makes dolphin adobo. Ooh. And if you don't know, adobo is the national dish of the Philippines. Pretty simple. The main ingredients are soy sauce, vinegar, and a couple other spices and whatnot. And you just cook the meat inside of it. So it's almost like a teriyaki chicken.
Yeah, comparable.
The sauce is not as
sweet.
Yeah, not as like viscous, but yeah, and you pour the sauce and the meat over rice, and it's usually chicken and pork. But this time it was dolphin, and we eat it, dude. Delicious. The consistency.
What?
It was kind of.
Damn, now I want to try dolphin, dude.
It was kind of beefy, because dolphins are super muscly. But about 6 to 8 hours later, we are shitting out of our mouths. Oh, dude, straight up.
Yeah,
chunky logs.
Yeah, dude. Just what is that? Is it laminar flow?
I don't know what that is.
Like, you know, when there's like it's like the scientific term for like when anyway, we're shitting out of our mouths and then we're shitting out of our ass, and it's because
is it mercury levels?
yeah, the dolphin has like really high mercury content, so we got mad mercury poisoning. So we did get hit. Our HP a critical hit. It was super effective, but it was bad. It was bad, but it tasted great.
Bro, when you were saying that, you know the scene in Harry Potter when Voldemort is like sucking on a unicorn?
Yeah,
It's like his soul is fractured because unicorns are so pure. I feel the same way about dolphins. Like the fact that you ate one. Dolphins are so pure.
Rainbows coming from my mouth.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You got yours, dude.
Yeah,
That's insane. I never would have thought.
That's probably the craziest thing I've ever eaten. More, that's crazier than balut, and balut's probably number 2.
Balut is crazy.
So,
I've said it 1,000 times, but I've eaten horse and it was delicious. It was
Horse
so
is good, dude.
my mouth has watered ever since. Every time I think about it.
does anybody eat horse outside of Tongans? I've never heard of anybody else eating horse.
I wouldn't say consistently.
I feel like Germans would or some shit, like a horse schnitzel, yeah, something.
Probably.
Just a horse wurtz.
A horse disher sauce.
Horse disher sauce. Dude, I don't know. I have a terrible sense of smell. Really bad sense of smell.
Since COVID or
No,
in
just
general?
like most of my life. And when like food goes like is teetering between like okay and maybe not okay eating that you have in your fridge, it's been sitting there for a week or two, and like you do the smell test and you're like, oh, this is good or not. I'm not good at that, and if there's nobody around, I'll taste a little bit of it. So I don't know. Maybe that's an answer to your question, but
Dude, it's like when blind people need help, so they do that app. But it's you and your nose.
they should do an app for that, and it's like, can you smell this shit?
Bro, why haven't they figured out smell via phone or camera?
Well, that's what I don't know why. Isn't that like supposed to be like 5D? Isn't that like what the D box is in the theater?
Smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision?
Smell-o-vision, and the people in the front row in front of you who paid $30 more for their movie ticket is just like shaking around the whole time. It's like, why do we need this? We're just watching Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, you're like, ow.
That's when you really need it.
Ow. Just getting clapped. Yeah, this D box is going crazy, bro.
Yeah, the actual box.
The actual D.
Yeah.
What's it called? You ever do like soaring over California in California Adventure Park?
That was actually fun.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Bro, and then when they spray the orange shit and you feel
you
like you're in the orange meadows,
blossoms?
I was like, this is next level, bro. This is insane.
That's like I don't know if they still have it. Probably not, because it's such an old franchise, but Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Whoa.
Do you remember they had that ride? And it's like the mice would like run under your seat, and they would like blow like little things of air. Like there are air compressors under your seat, and it felt like the tails of the mice hitting your feet. I thought that was so crazy. The future.
Indiana Jones did like arrows and they blew air
they would
left and right.
That's sick.
Yeah, that is sick.
That's sick.
Anyway, they need to figure out smell-o-vision. That's all I'm saying.
They do need to figure it out.
Yeah. Smell this dick cheese,
Gosh. What's the worst movie to have that would have smell-o-vision on it? Like Hostel or something? Or
Hostile.
The Whale? Or what's that one with fat Brendan Fraser? Just like, oh, no, thank you.
I don't know. I don't know. Probably that. There's another better answer, but I'm fried right now mentally.
No worries.
Did you play sports growing up? You played water polo
And swim.
and swim. You played swim. How did you get into that?
Okay, wait. Is your question just for school or in general?
Just
I played a lot of different
curious.
sports.
Did you? Because I only heard about the water polo. Like, how did you get into swimming? Did your parents do that? Did your grandfather do that in the shores of Pearl Harbor?
Yeah. He defected and got out of his plane and swam to shore and opened up a 7-Eleven in Hawaii. He's like, what the that shit was crazy.
This is Spam Musubi.
Yeah. He franchised, bro.
Yeah, he franchised the canned meat to us.
He's the one who brought, you know how like, what's it called? You know how the bomber, the flyers, they were all high on meth. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Dude, he just landed and gave it out. And then it just became a problem in Hawaii.
brought that product, dude. That Hawaiian. That,
He's like, you want to know how to really destroy Hawaii?
He's like, y'all like shave ice, dude.
Yeah.
I'll bring you.
It's not Breaking Bad. It's Breaking Aloha.
That's funny, bro.
Breaking Aroha.
I was really good at swimming. I was a good swimmer when I was young, and my mom she was like, all right, I'm gonna sign this kid up for swimming. And they were like, so I was like 10 and I was going out for the swim team. And they were like, we have to judge how good you can swim. So swim a lap. And I was like, I'm really going to impress these motherfuckers. So I swam the whole length of the pool underwater.
What?
Damn. And I came up and they're like,
did you do like one of those where you're like,
like a dolphin?
And I came up and they're like, you need to breathe more. They all got like mad at me. And I was like, I can't do anything right. But yeah, I was on a swim team since I was young. And then
but they were impressed. They were mad impressed.
No, they were like, you're an idiot. You need to swim like all the time, or you need to breathe all the time.
They didn't like your lung capacity. Is that
they were like,
is that not a stat to care about?
I mean, I thought it was. I was wrong. And then so I swam for a couple years on the Buccaneers in Visalia, and I did decent. It was whatevs. And then I did 1 year of water polo where my friend and we did water polo, and we were the oldest kids, and there was like all the youngest kids, so we just dominated. It was so fun, and I was like, water polo rocks, because I was like a rock star. And then the next year came around, we're in 8th grade, and my friend's like, hey, you want to do that water polo thing again? I was like, hell yeah. And so he like made me sign up, and I signed up, and we start, and I was like, where's it at? It's the first day. And he's like, oh, it's at the high school. And we're in 8th grade going into 9th grade. So it's like, this is a big year, right? And I'm like, okay. And we get to the high school, and I'm like, bro, if we go in and it's the high school team, I will kill you. I will kill you. And he's like, it's not, I swear. Like, we're going to be the oldest again. This is going to be so fun like last year. And then we walk in, and it's the entire Redwood high school team, my high school team. And it's like, it wasn't a summer fun thing. We were signed up for water polo. So we haven't even started high school yet. And we were on like the high school water polo team. And I look at him, and I was like, you. But it ended up being really good. They all really liked me, and they all really made fun of him. And I was like, okay, this is cool. I can take this. They called him Jesus de Cristo de Nazareth because he was Jewish. So that's what they called him the entire year. They didn't recognize another name. It was pretty funny. It was up.
There were no other sports you played that you liked?
I mean, I played basketball. I liked it. I just wasn't good at it. Like, it was pretty competitive, and I just sucked. So I was like, this. I was just way better swimming. Like, because I think generally, like, kids aren't that good at swimming, and I was like decent at swimming. So then it made me really good comparatively. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I don't know. Yeah. How about you? HBU, dude.
I played almost every sport growing up, and then as I got older, I found the ones that I liked better. So all the basics start off with soccer, which is pretty common, and then Little League. Then I played basketball and tennis. And then I got into judo, which I really liked. And then volleyball. Volleyball is my favorite to play, which is a super like West Coast and like Hawaii sport. Like Polys all play volleyball and football and rugby. Not so much in Hawaii, but everywhere else in Polynesia, everyone plays rugby. But I don't know. I didn't know how to play football. And my parents really wanted me to play, but my dad's from Tonga. There's no football there. We didn't watch football growing up. I'm the oldest, so I had no older brothers who were into anything, sports. So like, my dad didn't teach me how to throw a football because he didn't have football growing up, So they're like, play football. So freshman year, I joined the football team, and I was ass. Like, I didn't even know the rules in football.
You start kicking it around.
yeah, exactly. So it was. I struggled with it, and I ended up just like skipping practice and like just not playing. Like, I was like consistently on second and third string, but like just like didn't put any effort in because I was like, I didn't like, everyone talks about sports, and still to this day, like, sports go like over my head when people are talking about like, I don't know, players and whatnot. So we never watched it. My dad never grew up watching it. My mom doesn't care about sports. So I was like, by the time I was playing in high school, everybody knew how to play and knew the sport, like was watching it, knew the players, knew the teams, and I had no idea. So, and they're not teaching you the game.
They're not. They expect you to know it.
Already. So like, I came in the middle of like people who already knew how, and I'm like, I don't care about this. But volleyball was my. Oh, I did track and field. I did field. And I don't think I ever told you about this. Well, we had there was always a track meet. I think it's pretty common, but there's always a track meet towards the end of the season where everybody in track does field and everybody in field does track. Did you guys have that?
I never did track and field. We did.
Did you ever hear about that?
Wrestlers would come play water polo with us.
Oh, interesting. Anyway, yeah, like they would call it like the Fat Man Relay. And it was pretty fun. It was like a field
poly
day.
Kids trying to run fast or what?
Dude. Yeah. Which is funny because since I've been on Adderall, dude, I've been going on runs in the morning, which is very
fast as
for
boy.
me. Yeah, I'm fast boy. Anyway, in field, I never told you guys about this, but we had a severely autistic coach.
Like actually?
Actually autistic. And it was like he was cool. Like he was really cool, but he never called me my name correctly once. Ever.
What would he say?
Like my teammates would correct him. They'd be like, "It's DJ." He's like, "Hey, PJ." That's like he was super aggressive, and he'd always come into practice. This dude was huge, massive. His chest. I've never seen bigger tits in my life, dude. This dude, he would just walk around and like just kind of talk to himself. If you caught like what he was talking about, he would be talking about like his PRs in the gym.
Oh,
I'd be like, or just like his plans. Like he's like, today I want to hit. He sounded like a Keek the Sneak. Like he had this low, raspy, like really like aggressive voice. He'd be like, today I want to hit 350.
Label the Black Zeus.
I'm going to do 8 sets. I'm going to do 8 sets, 20 reps each, 350. Tomorrow, 380. And then he would always be listening to headphones the whole time until practice starts. He would yank out the headphones from his ears and then just like start talking to us. Like he was kind of just always going.
Love this dude.
He was dope, dude. But like his chest was huge. Like, I don't know. It was so crazy. Like you could sit shit on top of his chest, dude. Just massive. It was like always like in the way, and he was like leading like his stride with his chest. But oh yeah, he would just like yell at me. He's like, "Hey, PJ," this DJ coach. But yeah, what a turning of the tables.
What did you do in track and field? Or field?
What's the opposite of Special Olympics? when they're coaching.
The Olympics.
When they're coaching you and you're not coaching them. That's what it was. But it was fun, dude. And he would outthrow everybody in shot put and disc. Damn. Like
Is that what you did?
He had the muscle, but he had like mad technique. Yeah, I did shot and disc. We didn't have a hammer throw or like javelin. Like he would do like the full spin too. Yeah. Yeah. Because you start off just like doing one push, and then you can do, there's like different like level, like you can do one spin and then you can start from the opposite side of the circle or the ring and then do like the couple spins. Anyway, he would do it like flawlessly. I think he was in the Special Olympics too and was like gold medalist.
Oh, damn. Can I ask what he looked like? Like skin color?
He looked like a werewolf.
What the not what I was expecting.
Straight up looked like a werewolf, dude. That was his build. He looked like he would have ran with what's his name, Taylor Lautner.
Yeah,
Team Jacob.
He's Team Jacob for sure. Yeah.
Damn. So he's Navajo or he's Native American?
He was brown complexion, super hairy. He had long hair, wore in a ponytail.
He's Maui.
Wore in a ponytail. He was
seeing
Hawaiian.
Jason Segal right now. Not Jason. Yeah. Steven Seagal, the martial arts dude that always runs in his movies.
Yeah. Steven Seagal. Yeah. He was like a Hawaiian Steven Seagal. But yeah, massive. I wonder where he is now. Oh, and the music he would always listen to is, I'd be like, "Yo, coach, what you listening to?" It's a Mario. Mario, like
do.
He's like, I was like, "What is a video game?" He's like, "Yes." He's like, "I love video game music." I'm like, "That's crazy. That's dope." He's like, it's like, "Give me those mushrooms, dog."
Yeah, for real.
I'm trying to one up.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Ate a dolphin, got the poison mushroom.
Let me think. Any good anecdotes? When you said big titties, I told you about that guy who shot himself in the chest.
What?
You're speaking of big titties, Brittany cut it right there, and then that's what I'll say is Hey, DJ, speaking of big titties, we know a kid who was going through Police Academy. I'm not going to say who, but he was in class with this guy who he said had the biggest pectorals he's ever seen in his life.
Yeah.
He said they look like 2 cement bags, just like on his chest. And
Real good
they were
boob
like,
jobs.
oh, just huge. And they said they were doing like gun safety, and the guy brought his own gun in. He was really excited to show everyone. And his pecs were so big, he was showing them the gun. He was really excited, and it went off. It went in the right side of his pec, through the left side, in the right side of his left pec, and then out the left side of his pec. So he had 4 bullet wounds because his tits were so big.
What in the world?
So it went like through all of them.
Oh my gosh.
And they kicked his ass out, and they said, you will never become a cop. So he got shot 4 times and then never became a cop.
Damn, he got skewered.
Yeah.
Like a rotisserie chicken, dude.
Yeah, dude. And then there was something else you said that made me think of something. Oh, when you said you brought up judo, Sean, did you ever do any martial arts or anything?
No, not really.
Any fun stories from martial arts from judo, DJ? I have a couple.
I just remember it took me a while to get. Did you do judo too?
No, I did
martial arts?
Kempo, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu,
Nice.
and Capoeira.
You did capoeira
Yeah.
for the restaurant or for fun?
I did it. Actually, I had 2 different instructors, weirdly enough.
Interesting.
Did you Noah, you know my Jewish friend Noah?
Sure. Is he
His
the one who
dad
does art for Kanye?
No, that's no.
Oh,
different guy.
Noah does the company he's used to help him with. Okay.
So anyway, Noah's dad was like competed in judo, and one of his good friends was like the national kickboxing champion of Canada, and came and stayed with Noah for a while. So he taught us boxing, and he knew capoeira. So he taught us that when we were like 14.
Damn.
That's sick.
I quit because he kept hitting me in the head so much, and I would have headaches all night. And I was like, I'm done.
So you were concussed the entire time.
Yeah, I was up, dude. Because the second you dropped your glove, he would right hook you so hard, and I was like, "Whoa!" It's like a man just punching a child in the face, and I was like, "I'm done."
Yo,
No,
is a turkey bowl a church thing?
I want to say no.
I lean towards
Chat.
no. It's very common in church, but it's
But-
not just in church.
Yeah, turkey bowl is,
A lot of people do turkey bowl
Yeah.
for Thanksgiving.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's
So-
a turkey bowl? Can I ask?
Turkey
It's
bowl,
the,
just like football on Thanksgiving morning.
Where you and everybody who hasn't played for a whole year goes and plays football and just pulls muscles and gets hurt.
But when we played with the people from our church, it was they always did the adults versus the kids. And if you're
full
Mormon,
contact.
if you're Mormon, they did it was Melchizedek versus Aaronic. So
That's
it was
ironic, dude.
Yeah, it was the worst, and like they thought they were the shit every year. But one year, my one of my uncles, quote unquote, I'm a dox that fool. No, I'm not gonna say. His son listens to this. But one of my uncles, he for his whole life has worked as an officer at the correctional facility. So also just this burly dude, you know,
Chip
night
on his
security
shoulder.
at the prison. He and his 2 kids would watch WWF all the time, and I'd talk to them about it when I was a kid. I told you WWF was big in Hawaii. Anyway, my cousin, the one who ate the Funyun out of the puddle, his name's Kamalani. Big kid, played on the BYU football team on the defensive line, but just a kind, he has golden retriever soul. Just loves people, really kind, but he can throw down on the field. Big kid. And my uncle, the
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Is that what you're about to say?
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He runs up against Kamalani during one of the plays and just stiff arms him in the neck. We have this 40-year-old kid stiff arming this 17-year-old kid right in the neck. And I've never seen my cousin cry before, but he like could not breathe. Like,
because he crushed his esophagus, dude.
He got clotheslined and just like could not breathe, and it was just crazy to see. And the team was hype.
Dude, he probably thought he had a chip in his throat. He was helping
that kid up. And it was like that every year, and I'm like, well, this is fun. Like, but that's pretty common in churches, right? Getting manhandled.
I didn't do that in church, but we did a master's water polo game. So we're all still in high school, and then these 40 and 50-year-old dudes came and played us. So they're like men, you know what I mean? They're like firefighters and shit, and we're like going to Algebra 2. And they all came insanely drunk, and they like beat the shit out of us for 2 hours. like they're like punching under the water and stuff. And I'm like, bro, like you could be my grandpa. Chill the out, dude.
Nice.
There's just something, I guess you become an old man. You just want to beat up kids.
To your question with judo, the only thing I really remember is when we first joined, you just wore regular clothes. And then when the sensei thought you were ready, then you could get your own gi.
Oh.
So the white, robe that they wear. Jacket. Yeah. So I just remember the point of time where I didn't have it because you stick out like a sore thumb, and everyone else there is, just decked out in their gi with their different color belts and whatnot. And I'm here just wearing like my Skechers and shit.
Yeah.
And I remember when you got the gi, like we had to pay for it too. And my dad like approached the sensei after like a couple lessons, and like sensei was this old Japanese man, very broken English. My dad would approach him and was like, "Oh, here's the payment for DJ's gi," and he would just say, "Not ready." Not ready. And that's all I remember. And then I was ready, and then I got my gi. I think I still have it, or it's like tucked away somewhere in my old stuff. But
congrats. I might have told.
Oh, you might have told what?
I might have told this on the pod before, but I don't care. I did Kenpo, and in order to progress, we had like this big ceremony. So every time we progressed a belt, and I did this with Reed and his family, actually. So
like
every
one
time
of those where they like chop the block with the belt or something like that.
You had to do something to prove. A lot of ours was you had to memorize these forms, so you had to perform this whole routine, and it was like they got long. Like it was like a 10-minute routine. You had to do the whole thing. That's what the kids had to do.
Yeah.
The adults had to get kicked in the stomach by the instructor. And so I remember we did our shit, and we all are like sitting on the mat, and we're like excited, just like watching. And Reed's dad gets up, and the instructor kicks him in the stomach and breaks his floating rib, dude. Just shatters his rib, and he had to get up and do the ceremony, and then like right after like left and like go to the hospital or something. It's like, here's your purple belt, you know what I'm saying? It's like not worth it at all.
Yeah, I've already got it.
Yeah. It's purple and green, the bruising you can see.
You ever speaking of a beating, did you see the dude who did what's the phenomenon with the picture or the dress that
the black or white?
Or it's started
blue and
black or white and
he
black.
like tried to kill his wife or something? Attempted murder? Do you know what happened?
I do not know.
Let's look it up. I'm looking it up right now. Man behind viral blue-black dress illusion charged with trying to kill his wife. Scottish homie. Yes, continue without supporting. Attempted murder. Talking about how it was done, which I don't really want to.
Yeah, it's just the mood goes down.
Yeah, wow, really? Yeah. Her eye was all yellow or gold and white.
No, it was black and blue. My mom is doxing people in the ward I grew up who abuse their children. So I think they want me to tell the stories. Are you guys down?
Tell it.
Dude, we had some straight up psychos in our ward growing up. My parents first moved to Visalia, and they're like trying to scout the area. They find a park, so they go to the park.
Where?
And they
from Utah.
I don't know if it was Utah before. They had lived in Milpitas, Washington, and then they lived in the Bay Area for like half a second.
Okay. Sorry, that's irrelevant. I just wanted to recall the fact that you're from Utah.
Oh, thank you. 7 days. Yeah, I live in Utah. So what was I saying? So they come and they're like looking for a park, and they find a park, and they're like, they let my older sisters play, and I'm probably like a baby or chilling, or I'm very small. And they look over and they see this man just like screaming at his kid. And then his kid is being naughty. So then they forcefully grabs his kid and just starts spanking him. And this is back in the day when like parents spanked kids, right?
And that's when your parents were like, this is where we move.
Yeah, they're like, perfect. No, my mom said, she was like, holy like, that's a little scary. Should I do something? Because he was just like, spanking the shit out of his kid. So anyway, my parents did the cowardly thing and just took off, didn't call the cops or anything. And then they find their ward that Sunday, and they're sitting down in the church, and the bishop gets up to speak. And my mom's like, holy shit, that's the man who was beating his kid. And it was the bishop of our ward just spanking the shit out of his kid. That's just the first instance. Then another time,
that's what you call a good. That's what you call a good patriarch, right?
A good laying on of the hands, dude. He was giving a blessing through his ass. Sure. We had a ward. What's it called? Have you ever been around dudes who just like flip their shit out of nowhere, and it's like uncomfortable to be around? Have you, or are you just saying that?
Yeah.
There was a guy in our ward. He would get so angry out of nowhere, and we had like a ward activity. We're all in the cultural hall. We're all sitting on these really long tables that they set up, and these metal chairs that we all know, and we're eating really shitty food. The whole ward is there, and it's just chattering. And then all of a sudden, he was also a corrections officer. He's this huge bald guy with like a glasses suntan. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like ghostly white right here, and then red. All red. It's like if Sean shaved his head, did steroids, and it was just angry all the time. That's what this guy was like. He stands up, reaches across the table, and grabs his like 15-year-old son by the neck and yanks him across the table, and food and plates go everywhere. And he goes and just rips him across the table. Everyone gets dead silent. It's our entire ward, and everyone turns and watches. And he drags this kid by the neck out of the door, kicks the door open, slams the door behind him, and starts screaming, "You piece of shit!" And just and everyone is sitting in there, and you can hear every word he's saying. And it was very uncomfortable, and I remember it to this day. And that guy now works at a gas station in the middle of Utah. And that's the end of that. That's the end of that story. So yeah, old Mormon men be getting upset is the moral of our stories today.
Very fun.
Yeah,
very fun childhood.
Yeah. Oh, Brittany said she had a chicken bone hit her face. She remembers it. She was there.
There was a kid on our mission who shit out a chicken bone.
Didn't he do it sideways?
Yeah, it came out sideways. And he's like, "Look."
What?
He came out of the shower. There's like blood running down his leg. He's like, "Look." I was like, "What happened?" It's like, "I shit out a chicken bone. Came out this way." I was like, "Let's go to the hospital."
That's insanity.
And then young Kalima was serving his mission in California. This kid, chicken bone kid, who was tatted up on the mission, comes from a family of hard anti-Mormons, and none of them were ever Mormon. He was a convert to the church. You know who I'm talking about. Chastain.
Oh, yeah, I do.
He goes home, goes to his ward, and Kalima's serving in that ward. And Kalima emails me the next week. He's like, "Hey, you know Chastain?" I'm like, "Yeah, he just went home last week." He's like, "Yeah, I'm a missionary in his ward. I'm serving in his ward." I was like, "Oh, cool. How is he?" He's like, "I actually didn't talk to him. He walked into church with a ferret." And Bishop was like, "Get out of my church with that ferret." And he's like, "That's all I know about him." I was like, "That sounds about right." Did you know everything about chicken bone? Yes.
That's awesome, dude. The psychos you hear about. Anyway, fun times.
That's a full loop back to things that we've eaten, because he came out of the shower unfazed.
It's like this has happened before.
ripped his rectum, dude. Just like tore it open.
You know what he needed to do was this method. He put the hands to his
clap his cheeks. Clap his own cheeks.
Yeah.
Break that bone in half.
Yes, sir.
Bone saw is ready.
That's how you do it, baby.
hit that low Uzi Vert dance. I just want to rock. Damn. All right,
hilarious.
let's get into our stories, yo.
Please.
It's about that time. Let's.
Do y'all have dice?
Somewhere. If the flood didn't take them away.
Oh yeah, quick update. Yo, I got flooded. If you're in the Discord, you saw this, but I'd assume the majority of you aren't. We got flooded for the third time. The third time. 2
We
weeks
know
ago.
who is truly haunted now because I moved out the day before.
So Sean and I aren't getting along.
Yeah, we hate each other now. So
And he moved. Sean got a new job, and he was commuting for almost 2 hours
almost 2 hours
collectively
a day.
every day. So
Yeah.
he just moved closer to his job. But
The day after I
the
moved
day
out.
after, I and the same day, my whole family that was here in Utah, they went to Hawaii for the rest of the summer. So I pull up to the driveway. And like my brother or my mom, when they were here, they were like watering some of the garden outside, and they forgot to turn off. Now, I'm not going to say forgot, because all growing up, we never turned off the nozzle. Like we had the
little,
what is it
like,
called? The gun at the
gunner,
end, with
yeah.
where you can change it to whatever.
Yeah.
And I guess our hoses in Hawaii were super heavy duty, and they just like held. So we just always like left them on. So it's habitual. They do the same thing here. But the hoses, anyway, the hose burst. And I come home. I was with some friends. It was Sunday 2 weeks ago. Come home, and I see this stream of water from the garden hose, and it's spraying straight up into the air. And it could go literally anywhere in the yard, and it goes directly into the stairwell. So I run to the hose, I turn it off, and I looked from the top of the stairwell. I'm looking down, and like the water is like it's up.
Like
and
a foot?
I walk down, and it's like above halfway through my shin, like between my shin and my knee. I'm like, damn, this is high. So I run upstairs, and I go through the house, go downstairs, and the house, the basement, half of the basement is like an inch underwater. So round 3. Anyway, I'm just like, I'm like speechless. Cause I'm like, how many times do I have to experience this, dude? What in the world? Like, why am I getting flooded all the time? I'm so tired of this. I'm like, why can't I catch a damn break?
It's like wildly absurd.
It's so absurd to
I
me.
would
like,
say
I'm
most
absolutely
humans go through their
speechless.
entire
Like,
life not one time getting flooded.
me 3 times in the span of not even 2 years.
And then your family, the whole house got flooded in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Maybe it's baby or some shit.
Yeah, maybe. Dude.
I'm just tired. I'm just trying to.
I'm just
I'm just trying to live. Why is that so much to ask for?
That's crazy.
But
Oh, that's crazy.
another one last housekeeping. We met the 4 of us, so the 3 of us and Brittany. Moving forward, we're going to be trying to do things a little more regularly than we have. I think we're at a place where we're a little more able to. So we're slowly trying to assume form again.
Yeah. And
So-
baby finally sleeps through the night. I don't want to jinx it, but
Oh.
like for instance, she's asleep right now. So
Yeah,
It's
which is
awesome.
why we posted on our story too. Like we're trying to plan. We're planning a ton of things. Like we want to do October right for once. That's why we posted on our story as part of it. Like we want guests. We want to be guests on other podcasts. And then we got that reply. If you follow our IG, we got that response from someone, and they're like, "You guys have gone such downhill." And I was like, "Who gives a about what you think, bro? Like,
hold on.
I do not care."
Let me play my message.
We're doing
for
our
DJ.
best, but
DJ and I were going back and forth about it, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna respond like, send me your podcast, bitch. Like, let me hear what you do. And
because Charles and I can be hella petty.
Oh yeah, easy.
It's one of our favorite pastimes, but
yeah, why not?
I pulled back, and then he went through the same process, like typed something out to her, and then he like reached me. He's like, "Should I say this?" And then like we were talking. So this is what Charles said.
So I just had to get it out. So I sent my first voice memo. Actually, what happened was I sent like a 10-minute voice memo, and then I looked down and it's like hold, record, to send. And I thought I was recording the whole time. So I was like, so I had to resend my rant, but this is it. Damn, I just tried to send my first voicemail and I talked for like 10 minutes and I didn't realize I had to hold down record. So me. What I was going to say is I couldn't agree more. Bitch, we don't owe you a goddamn thing. It's like, we do this podcast for fun. This is for our friends, and that's it. All right, I might say some actually cancelable shit. So I'm not gonna play the whole thing. But it's just like, bro, it's so funny because like, if you scroll through this person's messages, a lot of them are like this, and they're like, "You guys are late to post this week," or like, "I can't believe this. It's so unprofessional. You guys haven't posted yet." And it's like, I don't owe you anything. This isn't a job. Like, what are you talking about? This is so crazy. It's like, eat my ass, bro. I don't care. I'm so petty. I will quit the podcast tomorrow just to be like, you. And then we'll do this privately and have fun ourselves because that's who it's for. It's like for the people who just want to have fun and show up. That's what this podcast is for.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. We said we were going to talk about it, and we talked about it. Dude, can y'all, guys? We roll a 20-sided die to determine in what order we tell our stories. Highest number goes first. Can you guys roll for me?
Yeah, we can. It should be in the bookshelf.
In the bookshelf.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about Sean running a marathon today.
Oh yeah. Sean ran a marathon today. In the marathon, it wasn't just like through the city. It was through four mountain peaks. So I'm not sure how he's here.
He's sore, is what he said.
We were like, "How was your?" We got on the call together right as we were preparing for a recording tonight, and we're like, "What'd you guys do today?" He's like, "Oh, I ran a marathon up 4 mountains."
So I got all 3 of our dice here. I'm gonna roll them all separately.
Just shake them.
Just shake it.
Yeah.
Someone predicted in chat, they said that they think the order will be me, DJ, Sean.
Charles' dice read 12. DJ's dice read 11. My dice was 7.
Oh, so that is the order. Real deal.
Oh my God.
A little sus.
Yeah, a little. Dude.
Yeah, a little. Who the are you, bro?
Yeah, get out of our head.
Oh, what is the meme format they're using from Akira?
Akira,
right now? It's like,
yeah.
No,
stop. All right, mine's short, but it's a good one.
Let's go.
Okay, so this comes to us from a listener, and it's current. It's ongoing. So I'm hoping we'll hear an update. So, dudes, I got a fresh, creepy-ass story. My coworker just told me this. This is currently happening on her grandparents' property on a reservation in Arizona. And over the last couple months, people's cattle dogs have started to disappear, as well as their cattle.
Whoa. Just like they wake up the next morning, they count, and there's less.
Gone.
Wow.
So this has put the whole town, like this is their livelihood. This is their animals. It's put the whole town on high alert. Everyone is like, yo, keep an eye out. Let's keep communication. Let's figure out what's going on. Because at this point, they don't know if it's human or animal. But either way, it's concerning. A couple weeks go by. Everyone's on high alert. Everyone is aware of the situation, and our friend's grandparents wake up to a sound in their yard. Grandpa goes over to the window and opens it up, and he looks out, and they have like a porch light that shoots out into the dark Arizona night, but it only gets like 15 feet out, and then it's like pitch black. And what he can see is he can see both of his dogs at the edge of the light barking insanely at something in the dark. And he said they are losing their mind. And sometimes one of them will like go into the dark for a second and then come sprinting back, turn around and keep barking. So Grandpa's like, shit, it's in the direction of the cattle. He runs to his room, grabs his gun, and him and Grandma decide they're going to go outside and see what's going on. Grandpa gets outside. He can hear like the crickets, the sounds of night. The dogs are losing it. He calls his dogs, but they're like non-responsive. They're just fixated on a point in the darkness somewhere. Grandpa grabs his gun and he's looking around and he's letting his eyes adjust, and he can start to slowly make out a figure, a dark figure in the dark. The concerning thing is this thing is very tall. He's watching it, and the second he can determine that's the real thing, he lifts his gun up and points it at it, and he pulls the trigger, and he hears a click, and his gun jams. As he's standing there pointing the gun at the figure starts to growl. And the feeling I got, like she said, it was a very weird growling sound. When he did that, both dogs go, hey! And they become dead silent, and they get behind Grandpa. It almost feels like the figure is like moving towards him. The dogs are freaked out. They're dead silent. They're behind him. And he said he got so freaked out, he turned around and ran back inside. Dogs, Grandma, Grandpa all run back inside. They turn off all the lights, and they're peering out the windows to see if they can see better. And they're like shining their flashlights through the windows. And they basically stay up all night, making sure this figure doesn't come close. Morning finally breaks. He gets up, he gets his gun, he goes outside, and he knows relatively where the figure was. So first thing he does is, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to go look. And when he gets out there, he sees 2 human footprints, except they're bare human footprints, except they're very large. Like very large, and they're slightly too long to be like a human. As if like maybe the pads in his foot were down and then like drug it backwards or something.
Like some kangaroo foot or something.
Oh, no.
So he said he can see these. They're like standing off in the distance, and they go up a hill that goes up behind their house. So he follows them all the way up the hill, and it's just these bare human footprints. And they go all the way up his hill. The whole time he said eerie feeling. He just knows something's wrong. Gets up, they go around the hill on the back, and then there's this really steep embankment that he can see the figure or whatever it was slid down the backside of it, and then he loses it. He can't find it. So that in itself, crazy.
Yeah.
The grandpa, he said, like the way he did, I didn't really capture it, but he said the second it growled back, like everything changed. He was brave. He's not like a scared person, but he said when it growled back, for some reason, he knew he was in danger. His dogs was in danger. This is not normal. And it freaked him the out. That was like a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
maybe
sure.
like 2 to 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Recent.
A week ago, people in the town notice there are blacked out government type vehicles in the town.
Holy smokes.
And someone knocks on their door and says, we're in the area. We just want to make sure everything's safe. We're with an agency. They didn't say which one. And they said, have you guys seen anything? And our friend's grandparents, much like I'm sure a lot of people on the res, were just like, nope, haven't seen a thing. And he said, since that's happened, they like canvassed the whole town, asked everyone. And he said, since that's happened, almost every night they will hear drones flying over their house. Like motor drones.
Why would they say no?
I think
They're
it's
not trying to tell the
not
government,
wanting
bro.
to work with the man. Because like, who are these people?
Yo, I'm with
This is
them.
our reservation. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like a haole. It's like a haole coming into like a sacred place in Hawaii and being like, what's going on here? I'm sure everyone would be like, nothing. Out. I don't know. Also, I do remember I covered in the Navajo Res where it's like, if you saw a van in the res, you run because they were going to take kids away.
Yeah.
So I think they're still just like,
Yeah. There's distrust there for sure. But at the same time, it's like
so many X-Files that I don't trust them.
You're either way. Like this, your cattle and your dogs are getting stolen. So it's like, I don't know.
Fair. That's fair. But
I'm really victim blaming here.
What were they wearing?
yeah. She forgot this part of the story and she sent it later and I forgot it. But she said, "Oh, I forgot to mention. Before my grandparents went back into the house after they tried to shoot the thing outside, Grandma said she smelt something she had never smelt before. She said it wasn't garbage, it wasn't sewage, it was super terrible, but it's like nothing she's ever smelt before."
Rank.
Yeah. I don't know. Pretty crazy.
Damn.
Short one, but fun.
Since it's super recent, maybe there's going to be more developments.
True.
Especially
I think so.
If there's drones still flying overhead.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll see. I don't know. I sent a message and I said, I'm sharing with the boys tonight. Please keep us updated if anything else happens.
Cool.
But shout out Stephanie. Thank you for sharing that.
Cool.
And with that, I am really sorry. I'm going to have to go because baby woke up.
Go do your thing, boy.
But I appreciate you guys. I'm sad I'm going to miss. I'll definitely listen back later. Actually, I could probably listen to my earphones from the room.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I love you.
Love you too.
Love you too.
Bye. Love you. Be safe, y'all.
Bye.
See ya.
Okay, me and you, homie.
Let's go.
I got two stories for us, both from good friends of mine. The first one comes from Haley, and Haley will tell you herself that her, what is it called? Danger alarm?
Like your spidey sense, dude.
It's not that she's unaware. It's just that it doesn't things don't really faze her at all.
Oh,
Like she doesn't get scared.
Okay.
We were driving in the canyon, and
Sixth sense.
it was dark. I can't remember what we were talking about. I was telling her the story about the meadow and the light in the meadow, and I wasn't super paying attention. Either that or like a turn came quick in this windy road out of the canyon, and like I came pretty close to like the canyon wall, so I like swerved a little bit. And while that happened, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like jerked the wheel a little bit. She was like, "But was it a UFO? Was it a UFO?" like the fact that like we were about to crash almost, and she was just like casually talking to me. She's like, "Tell me if it was UFO." Like she like I don't know, like it doesn't things don't phase her, I guess. This was a few years ago. She was staying really quick overnight at this cutty ass hotel right outside of the Strip in Vegas. She is just staying there for the night and then leaving the next morning. She's tired. She's in the shower, wants to get to bed. And she walks out of the shower. There's no towels. She's naked. It's cold. And it's a little chillier than usual. She notices because the window is open.
Oh, shit.
And she realizes that she is no longer alone in the room. And in the room with her is this man.
She sees this guy.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
A real human in the room who came through the window, and she's naked. There's no towels. She's planning to like, she was thinking like, maybe I'm probably just going to use a sheet to like dry myself off. But now this man is here in the room with her. And the rest of what happens in the story will be for our patrons. So hit that up. We're back and we're alive and we're okay, I think.
Yeah.
You know, maybe with a little more
awareness,
experience and awareness and knowledge.
Yeah.
But that's me tonight.
Ayo. Let me finish this off tonight. I have a story. I don't know who this is from. So if this is yours, DM us for credit. I heard this story And I don't know if this is the search and rescue officer or a search and rescue officer, but the story goes that one night, this guy gets a call about a girl who has gone missing from her hiking party or backpacking party because they were out in the backcountry. She goes missing from her party. Everyone else makes it back. So they deploy search and rescue. They're out there searching for a while, actually, and eventually come across this girl out in the middle of the woods. And her backpack is missing. Her shoes are missing. She's a little worse for wear, just hiding under a like hollowed out tree trunk, basically. When they find her, though, they grab her like, oh, we're here now. We're going to take you back to our base. And so they start heading back to base. As they're heading back to base, the girl that's with them keeps looking back behind them. Like, it's enough to where they're starting to wonder, like, what are you looking at? Like, this is starting to get a little weird. And eventually this girl says, who's the big man with the black eyes that's following us? And they look around. This is a group of several different search and rescue officers. They look around. They don't see anything. So they keep going, but they pick up their pace a little bit. And they continue, and she continues to look around, but now she starts talking to it. She would say things like, no, I'm not coming back with you. No, I'm not giving them to you. Eventually it gets to and escalates to the point where she breaks free of the grasp of the search and rescue, turns around, and yells off into the darkness, I'm not staying with you. And the search and rescue officers at this point are very wary. They don't know what's actually going on, whether or not this is just her being alone by herself for such a long time out in the woods, or if there's really something back there. So they grab her and they keep going. They keep following this trail to head back to base. And all of a sudden, this loud noise starts coming from behind them, from around them. And it sounds like almost a sound of like bugs just getting louder and louder to almost a storm level of volume. And then it stops. Now they're very concerned and they keep almost running now with this girl. The girl kind of leans over to the guy that's the search and rescue officer that's with her and says, hey, he wants you to go faster. He doesn't like looking at the scar on the back of your neck. The search and rescue officer is thinking, I don't know how he knows about that. It's totally covered up right now, or at least I would assume it's covered up under the collar of my shirt.
And it's such a small scar.
And it's such a small scar. He doesn't know how. Even the girl would have known because she was shorter than he was and would not have been able to see it. At this point, completely freaked out, they pretty much are running down the trail to get out of these woods and eventually make it back to their base. And fortunately, everyone survived. But they are a little wary of going into those woods at night again, just because they don't know what happened. And they couldn't explain it either. And that's my story for the night.
That is from the search and rescue guy.
The search and rescue guy.
Yeah, that's one of his stories. I remember that, the scar on the neck.
Dude, that would be terrifying still. And I don't like the idea of a big dude with black eyes or big something with black eyes following you.
I mean, you can like almost, like as insensitive as it might be, like in the moment you're like, this woman's senile and I'm just trying to we're just trying to get back, all of us safely, her back to safety. And then, but then it's so validating when something's pointed out that's based in reality, the scar on his neck. You know? I'm sure that experience would be just a massive.
Oh, that would be terrifying. It would I couldn't explain that away.
Yeah. When the girl whispers into Sean's ear, he says he doesn't like He says he doesn't like your micro penis. Move faster.
Well, he would never say that because he's behind me. He wouldn't be able to see it. But anyways, that's it for me tonight. Just a real short one. I had a good time at least looking up some good hiking stories based off of me being out in the woods hiking all day.
Yeah, and that story, it's not like the search and rescue officer. That's not his. That's somebody who was like one of his superiors who told him about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he told that story, but it wasn't. It was a third person.
Hey, yo.
So, but terrifying.
Yeah. Either way.
This was fun. I'm excited to get back into things like we said. We're trying to assume form again. Deep dives, listener submissions, some new things that we want to try. Like tonight, we streamed on YouTube for the first time. I actually don't know how that's going, to be honest. I saw a couple comments from YouTube, so excited to be doing this again. And yeah, we miss everybody. That's it for us.
Yeah.
You have anything else?
No, I'm good.
Y'all, love y'all very much. And grateful to have you. And until next time, trust your gut and watch your back.
Be careful out there.
We'll see you folks.